Hello and welcome YouTube and Dawn community. Today I want to show you one of my newest, freshest, but also League exclusive, Season 3 exclusive builds. This is an Acid Runes Paladin. So the idea behind this build is to use the Morgoneth shell, as well as the Savarius Wine, Metal, as well as the Gulkazor's Heart Amulet, and those three combined will almost fully convert both of the runes to acid. The remaining basically item slots here are very flexible. You want to get plus skills to your runes, and also you want to get your defenses up as well as much percent acid damage as you can still get. You can already play this build also while leveling. Once you get these monster frequencies, the build is basically already enabled, and it was pretty quick actually for leveling too. Now the build can do all of the main campaign, of course. Shadow RAM probably up to 76 if you're playing this on softcore, if you're also piloting this very well in hardcore. It has pretty good amount of HP, good amount of defenses, good amount of DA, physical resistance is alright as well. Depending on the prefix on your shield, you can get a pretty high number here as well. And when it comes to the super bosses, right, this character also has defeated Bourbon clones, of course, Lokarr, Mogdrogen, and if you pilot as well, you can probably also defeat Ravager and Karagaja, but those will need a lot more counting than the other bosses. Against Crate and other of these League exclusive super bosses, this build might also work if you have best in slots set up on all the gear slots. I can very well see this build work against most of the other bosses as well, but it's always gonna be a bit piloting based, how you play with this build. You can't really face tank that much on this build. It is not like a pure Avenger Warrior face tanker, for example. This is after all still a caster. It does have a shield though, and it is a Paladin, and that's rather a tankier class, and also a shield always makes you a little bit tankier as well. Anyway, let's talk about the build. Let's check out the skill point allocation here in the game. I am obviously an Inquisitor and Oathkeeper, making me a Paladin. And my melee damage swords are these runes, like the Rune of Agrad, as well as the Rune of Karl. So these are both maxed out. Rune of Agrad only to 25 points. You can get this to 26 points if you have, for example, this Serenity Relic. I don't have this one yet in the league at least, so I can't really max this out properly. But if you have Serenity, then this is a 26 out of 16 points here as well. Then you always want to put 12 points to Biting Code for the 250 DA shred. Very nice. It's not really worth it to put more points than the soft cap here. You can, but you don't have to. And the build is rather point starved already, so you kind of want to put those points rather somewhere else. You want 15 out of 12 points in Chill Surge for the +4 projectiles here. Again, it's not really worth it to put more than 15 here. For the Rune of Karl, also you want to max out the first part. The second part, Ignition. If you have the points to max this out somehow, you can surely put more points here. I feel at least on hardcore, it's not worth it to put more than 1 point here only. And yeah, I'd rather put my points somewhere else, for example into Artifact Handling, right, to max this one out, to get all the crit damage and total damage modified to both of those runes, to all the projectiles that those runes have. That is more important in my opinion. 17 out of 12, Inquisitor Seal, max out of Seal, 1 point to the Arcane Empowerment. Really good for defense, of course, as well as 15 points to Word of Renewal for that DA and healing, 8 points out of 10 to Vigor. Ideally you want 9 points here, 10 points to Resolve, 10 out of 10, also pretty nice for that Aether and Chaos Resistance, as well as multiplicative damage to Chthonians and Eldritch, which don't help against super bosses, but it's nice against everything else, and in Shadow Realm it's really nice to have this as well. Only 1 point to Deadly Aim. You really never need more than 4 points in Deadly Aim, so if 1 point gives you already 4 or 5 points, that's more than enough. Let's move over to the Oathkeeper. We are using a shield, so Safeguard 1 point is actually a very good choice here. And then 1 point Virus Smite, 1 point Volcanic Stride, and 1 point Tectonic Shift. I do actually have the 1 point of Volcanic Stride here because I am proccing my Twin Fangs, my Bad Devotions, with the Virus Smite. And if you are doing that, then you want the Volcanic Stride to be there, because this will amplify your proc chance of Twin Fangs by quite a bit. Presence of Virtue, right, soft cap here, 12 out of 12, 10 out of 10 Haven, 1 point Rebuke, pretty standard here for pretty much any Oathkeeper. 1 point Resilience, 14 points Ascension, and 1 point Clarity of Purpose. Ascension is really nice together with a Seal, right? The more flat absorption you already have, the more effective even additional flat absorption becomes, so maxing out both of these is pretty good. And then 1 point Guardian, of course, getting the Transmuter to convert this to Acid, which also converts the Celestial Presence, the Aura, to a Acid and Vitality Resistance Reduction Aura. And then 13 of 12 points to Path of the 3. For that 11% CDR and also additional like fire to acid global conversion and percent acid damage. So yeah, that's all you want to get here on this build. I can see one variation. Would you want to rather kite more and not stand inside the seal as much? This is something that I also might have to spec into against some specific super bosses, is we're getting the Horn of Gandar instead of maybe the seal or instead of some other stuff. The Horn of Gandar has higher damage reduction than the Ugol Devotion here, right? The Ugol Devotion is what I'm using here as one of my tier 3 devotions. And it's very, very nice. It has 16% damage reduction, however, only, right? 16% is not that high, and you can easily get over 20 to 25% on Horn of Gandar, and that is noticeable against some enemies. Also, that's only procs if you get hit, whereas Horn of Gandar, just you honk the horn and everything in an AoE will get the debuff. Well, this only spawns if you get hit, and then the pet, like this black blood that's getting spawned here, needs to attack the enemy, and only then their damage will be reduced by 16%. So this is a lot more unreliable, as well as on top of it having like a lower percent damage reduction than the Horn of Gandar. So I'm actually considering using Horn of Gandar on this build on top, even though I already have a lot of Ugol. Talking about devotions in general, right, you have Abomination and Ugol, like the pretty much standard tier 3 devotions for acid. Then for healing we have Behemoth and Bat in there. And also actually for additional defense we have Turtle Shell. Then for flat RR you have Acid Spray, and then for percent RR we have Rumor. These are like must-haves for acid kind of. And then 2 more points Odin's Torch, because whenever you're using this and this, or like whenever you're using Abomination actually already, you basically get Odin's Torch nodes for free, and this is like 5% away here, so that's really good. Filler devotions are like Spider, Raven just for like 11 like green affinity, and Viper, well, just there for like red and blue affinity. That's pretty much all we have here. Now, how's the playstyle for the spell? You basically put down your seal, you put down your runes. You can also, against something like totems, you can like pre-plant these runes, right? That is pretty nice, and then just like basically one-shot the entire totem. Against enemies where you can't pre-plant, you want to like put down your seal, right? Stand beside the seal, pre-plant or like plant these under the enemy, right? And then they will like explode like this. And against enemies where you, well, want more healing, you basically put down your seals, right, your runes, and then you slide through them with Wild Smite, right? You continue like putting runes, and then you slide through them again once it's up, right? You basically like slide through the enemy, and while trying to also make sure that you are inside the seal, right? So you have to like basically slide from one edge of the seal to the other, or you put down like 2 different seals, right? Like one on the, or like basically on the left of the enemy, and the other one on the right to the enemy, right? Dummy kill time is actually rather quick if you do this properly. It's, I think, like around 20 seconds or something like that, so not too slow, right? But you want to have like the seeds like this, like jump like this, right? Put down the runes, jump back here, and then you want the enemy to like stand inside the fire tray so that your bat basically like shoots all the time to heal you. Other than that, as a filler, I am using the Biting Blades, right? This is a cooldown based build in general, because runes have a cooldown, right? So it's basically like a cooldown caster. And as a cooldown caster, you always have like a small downtime where like you're not casting anything, and during that downtime you can like cast these Biting Blades, for example. The piercing damage gets fully converted to acid by the amulet. Actually, that's not quite true, but it's a pretty high percentage that it's getting converted towards. I'm gonna check out the gear here in a second for you guys. So yeah, this is pretty nice for sure. Like one of the best fillers that you can use on this build in particular. Alright, so for the gear, we have the Margut's Rotten Shell as a shield, right? This one converts physical to acid to Rune of Kalastor, adds another projectile, and adds poison damage to Kalastor. Then we have the Severia's Wine. This will add bonus skills to Rune of Hagarad, poison damage to Hagarad, and convert the cold to acid to Rune of Hagarad. Now, what is missing is the Pierce to acid to Rune of Hagarad, and the Fire to acid to Rune of Kalastor. So, the Gorgazor's Heart takes care of all the fire to acid as long as you're using Word of Renewal. So basically, as long as you are Inquisitor, you will have full fire to acid globally, including the, well, fire damage on Rune of Kalastor. Also will convert 45% piercing damage to acid, which will also affect the piercing damage of Rune of Hagarad. This actually somewhat renders the conversion on Path of 3 useless, but it's still really good for the CDR and like percent acid damage, right? Now, how do we get the remaining pierce to acid conversion? For that, Rune of Fagrat. Well, you can't get to full conversion, but you can get some from Mythical Widow's Sting, right? I have 70% here, 80% here, this will give me 35%, and this is 45%, so that's like 80% pierce to acid globally for my Rune of Fagrat. And the remaining items are basically, well, Gargoyle's Gaze, right? This has bonuses to Rune of Fagrat, so cold damage to Rune of Fagrat here, which gets converted to acid, of course. Iron Maiden's Shoulder Guard, +3 Rune of Karl's Sword, and also overall, being a Nemesis shoulder pad, this is a very, very nice defensive pair of shoulders that you can always use. Runic Bracers, now these are definitely optional. You can use definitely different gloves. These are here just to like fix a bunch of resistances. They are by no means best in slot, but they're really good as like a filler budget option. And yeah, have like tons of resistances, +2 Inquisitor Seal as well, very, very nice. Mythical Final March. This might seem like a budget option as well, but it actually has +2 to Rune of Kalastor as well, and like Seal Resolve and Crushing Verdict, so it is actually, I would say, also best in slot here, even though it's a very easy to get pair of boots, which is almost like a budget thing, but it's actually not even budget, it's also best in slot. For the belt, we're using just a aggressive readiness, trying to get like that away up, because my OA is rather bad. I mean, it's okay with Ascension, but it's rather bad without. And yeah, that's just +1 Inquisitor, away the A. The conversion literally doesn't matter. It's not like the perfect fit, but it's good enough here. For the relic, we're using Meditation. If you can also use Serenity, of course. Serenity will provide you with another like +1 all skills to Inquisitor, which will help you max out that Rune of Fagrat. But Meditation is also fine because it has like a bunch of % acid damage, really good, like damage multiplicator as well. For the chest, I'm using the Chosen Raiment of Corrosion with the Dominator prefix. I got really lucky with this one actually. This has 11% Fizz. The chest already has base Fizz, and then Dominator's prefix has Fizz on top, and of Corrosion is % acid damage, so this is almost perfect. Also has Vitality to Acid conversion, which does help me out with that conversion for the Bat Devotion, right? Very nice for the Bat as well. Yeah, I mean, you can use like another legendary chest here as well instead, like Vestments of the Great Guardian or something like that. That's fine, totally fine as well. But if you get like a Dominator's Chosen Raiment, then you kind of want to use that instead, right? Pants can be basically whatever. These are just defensive, right? Clerics of the Eagle is like mostly defensive stuff. Of the Eagle is like Cunning and Spirit, and Physique it's like whatever. Yeah, you can also definitely use different pants that have physical resistance, or like any acid damage pants are totally fine here as well. Touch of Purity is my weapon of choice right here. Ideally you want, of course, the mythical version. I still didn't find that one. I'm using the like pleb version, the level 50 version actually still. But yeah, +1 all skills to Paladin, basically. Cooldown reduction, % all damage, which means also acid and poison damage. And there really isn't any weapon in the game that has like acid synergy for a Paladin. And Touch of Purity being such a, how to say, like universal weapon, usually only used on support builds, actually fits this build very well. It also gives you another heal, and since you can't heal off the runes, right, any additional heal is very much appreciated. So yeah, I mean, it fits the build actually surprisingly well, and I would have never thought that Mythical Touch of Purity is like a best in slot item for any build that is not like a multiplayer support build. But I feel like in this specific build, it is actually best in slot, even for single player, even as like the more aggressive variant. But I mean, if you find something that's like % acid damage and has like maybe RR to acid as well, then that could be, of course, used instead of this one. And yeah, I mean, when it comes to augments and components, I mean, you want like % acid damage or Arcanum Dust, of course. Commons Bane over here, components, Seal of Shadows, Seal of Might. Pretty standard, I would say, for a build like this. I mean, Seal of Shadows because we have that like pierce to acid conversion on top, right? Very nice. Titan plating here, living armor. I mean, all of these are like more or less standard components that you always use on pretty much any build, depending on like what kind of resistances you are missing. So yeah, I'm gonna run some gameplay clips here, and I hope you're gonna enjoy this build as well. And if you're playing the league, or like you're playing that's after the league ended on the like, well, post-league mod as well, then I hope you're gonna enjoy this build as much as I did, and I'll see you around on the next one. Take care, everybody. Don't get sick like I did. And yeah, happy new year, happy whatever, happy days, happy grim dawning. Oh, this is this here. She like immediately ran away. Kinda funny. Okay, flashbang out. Am I getting one shot here? Let's see. Dude, I'm getting one shot like all over the place. Where's my energy? Fuck. How does that have energy issues? Dude, I got one shot like so many times in that fight. It's absolutely amazing. Oh fuck, that's Alexander. Whoops. I mean, I don't mind fighting him, but I need to like at least look at the screen right to see what's happening. Also, Alexander's like Omega acid resistant, right? Like really acid resistant, I think. If I remember correctly. Freaking energy still, like holy. Alright, but it wasn't too bad actually, we took like no damage. Early Rectus gets the nerf more like it. I nerfed, I got the nerf. I got my own nerf. Alright, we should tank one, right? Should try and tank one of the meteors. Oh my god, I'm like automatically sidestepping. Also, I don't want to tank when I have like the RR on me. Right? Dude, I'm never gonna like tank one if I play like this. Okay, I tanked one. There we go, we can tank one. 14k hit, Monka. Yeah, and this is like post-nerf, right? Like we just nerfed this build by a lot. It used to be like obviously broken before that, so we had to nerf it. This is like post-nerf now, and I think it's still good. This might be like a decent spot for now, that it's like 3 pieces armor for 3. Well, the thing is, armor for 3 is really like a retaliation set only, right, for the most part, and it doesn't really like support Rune of Karasor either, right? Like my shoulder guard, for example, sure, it doesn't give me like any acid damage, but it gives me +3 to Rune of Karasor, right? And that alone is like so worth using over like basically anything that the Sentinel of 3 like can provide me with. Right? Oh, who's this? Oh my god, who's this? I should maybe like not face tank the rocks, huh? Oh my god, did I pull the other guy now as well? Fuck me, dude. Fuck off. No, 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 not like this. Not like this. Oh, I'm getting hit. Like left and right. Why is he so tanky? What is this? Alright, and he has like a minions availability as well. Right? Zero's hunting hat again, okay. Stronghold Wasteguard. This is the one that you mistook for Ludwigan's hat earlier. Arcanandu. I don't have Serenity. If you have Serenity, you have 26 out of 16. Alright. Oh, he's basically dead now. Yep. Oh my god. Get wrecked. Let's make this a very hard fight. Let's see here. It's too late, he says. And then he just... Alright, you can't pre-stack here, right? Because he's gonna like... Shit, we need to like put him here, right? Because he's not taking damage there, right? We need to like make him move into this here. Alright, okay, stage 1 done. Okay, do some more pre-stacking. Make him walk into it. Okay, stage 2 done. I'm actually pre-stacking there. You see this? He even still spawned a clone, right? Like we pre-stacked. But like... the sustained DPS is not that strong after all. Okay, alright, let's see if we can face tank this in the middle. Hope we can't. I'm already like rushing out of the middle, what am I doing? There's too many things here. Where's my seal? Where's my seal? Nope, you're not gonna clap me, boy. That's locked. Warborn Gavel and Warborn Chest Guard in one chest. Okay. Okay. Don't get hit. Thank you. Alright. This guy should be way easier now on this character compared to last time on the lightning guy went. Alright, certainly easier, but it wasn't that quick either. Right? Maybe the build got like over nerfed a little bit. But anyway, we can fix that if it's really the case. But I should like do super bosses first, or like see if I can do them first before like judge this as over nerfed to it. Alright, Mogdrogen time, right? Let's get those spots running. These last for 7.5 minutes, right? So hopefully that's gonna be enough. You pre-stack some of them? I mean, it really doesn't matter that much if you pre-stack against this fight. It matters more for like short fights than for this, to be honest. Alright. Yep. Misguidedly attack, yep. Alright. This is gonna be probably a long one. Dude, the projectiles are like falling off the cliff. What is this? Let's see that. I need to activate my bat. How do I activate bat? By using Virus Smite. And he's in the fucking corner. I can't Virus Smite like this. There we go. Alright, whenever Ascension is down, I actually take some damage, right? That is not good. Resilience blocked, what the fuck? It's only stage 1, come on dude. Why do you have to be like that and take that, like, make me take damage? Okay, we're not playing Deathstalker Relic right now. And RR might be an actual problem, right? The kill time is not that quick right now. Or is it? It seems like 2 minutes for stage 1, 2.5 minutes for stage 1 maybe. I mean, that's still alright, I guess. It's nothing crazy amazing there, that's for sure. Getting stunned. It's really not good to get stunned. I'm standing inside this storm, right? Don't stand inside a storm. Also, I'm not using Horn of Gander, right? Instead, I only have Yugor's damage reduction, which is well, 16% instead of potential 24% or something like that. And the other thing. And you can, I guess, also notice that a bit. I like play around my heals like Giant's Blood and so on. It's turtle actually. Propped. Oh my god, dude. What was this? Oh. I got like stunned mid-virus mode or something. That was bad. That was really bad. Can you like come here please? Yeah, the application of the heal is hard, honestly. It's pretty hard to apply the heal properly. It is certainly not an easy to play build in its current state. That is sure, because like you have to make him stand on the volcanic stride to proc your bat. But also like still apply runes. And then also like factor in Giant's Blood and like trying to save your absorption / healing abilities for when you have no Giant's Blood up. And Turtle as like the only circuit breaker is... It's not the best circuit breaker either. It's alright. It is alright. It certainly helps, but it's like not that amazing. Alright, there we go. Okay, but you also have to consider, right, I don't have any percent acid damage on my pants, on my belt, on my gloves, on my shoulders, on my boots. I mean, okay, boots do give me plus skills, but it's like no percent acid damage. And I have a non-mythical Touch of Purity, which is also less damage than the mythical one. It's like a level 50 item. I think considering all of that, it's still like an alright kill. What was this, like 6.5, 7 minutes maybe? It's a green machine, yeah. It's a very poisonous machine. Korvac, Reaper, what the fuck are these bosses, dude? Korvac, I mean Reaper is not that hard, hopefully, Copium. Needs Acid Inquisitor Seal, yeah, true. It does need that to be like proper cool build, right? Why did I pull Reaper? What am I doing? Why am I doing this? Why am I pulling even more? Just pull the entire room. Oh yeah, just pull the entire room, dude. Just pull the entire room when you have like 1% movement speed, dude. Oh my god. Why am I playing like this? Why am I playing like this? Chat, help. I need coaching in Grim Dawn. Dude, why is this crystal invisible? The hell? What's going on with my game? What am I doing? Oh my fucking god, dude, what am I doing? Oh my god, dude. So bad. Dude, the fucking modifiers, man. Oh my god, dude. I wanna like remake this build and just... Holy...